Welcome to the What Really Happened radio show, putting America first, second, and third. Here is your host, Michael Rivero.
And aloha, America. Welcome back to the show, hour number 3. And I apologize for sounding out of breath, but I had to do something during the news break. All right, I think we have one of our guests on the line. Marianne, Cizzi, are you there?
I'm here, Michael. Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Apparently, Moti is not picking up his phone, so why don't we start off with you telling us basically an overview of his story.
Okay, he is sitting waiting. I'm talking to him on Messenger. Absolutely dying to get a hold of you so he can fill you with all the scandals that are happening. First, I want to thank you for the articles that you've posted and the talking that you've done with me, because I have been getting letters from Americans who've escaped Israel, Europeans who've escaped Israel, and are trying to get together now to form some kind of international lawsuit for, the crimes against their lives. So I want to thank you for that.
Well, you're more than welcome here, and the reason we're spending some time on this is that a lot of Americans are thinking that life in Israel is actually pretty good and should be for all the money we've been giving them. But what you're telling us, we're used to seeing these kinds of abuses from child protective agencies here in the United States of America, and we tend to think that it's just a problem here in the U.S., but very clearly it's a problem pretty much all over the world here. Apparently, we now have Moti on the line. Moti, aloha, welcome to our show.
Yeah, hi, thank you very much for inviting me.
And I guess I'm going to let Miriam lead you through your story for our audience.
Hi, Moti. It's great. Shalom, shalom lecha. Moti's very brave here, Michael, because he's working very hard in Israel to bring the injustice of the children that are being taken by these American institutions and also by the family laws that don't exist in Israel. And he's bravely standing up in Israel to be counted, even possibly politically, which he'll tell you in a moment. And, he faces arrests, he faces all sorts of trouble, and he wants to tell the world as an Israeli, not as me, what's happening, and we're working together to, from the West and him, to get this out more and more and more. So that's why he's come on, and I salute him.
Well, before we get into Moti, I want to ask a question because it always rattles me. You say we're dealing with these American agencies, and why are they over in Israel dealing with Israel's social ills when we have so much that needs to be done here in the United States?
What a great question. I don't know the answer as to why. You can ask Moti this when he speaks to you. Lots of Israeli-born people don't get the concept of Zionism because they're born there. So they don't really get it as much as people outside do. And the Americans are more Zionist than probably the Israelis. So
That's
I think
true.
There's something going on there that they want the state of Israel to exist for lots of reasons other than the people themselves.
Okay, well, Moti, would you please address our audience and tell us what your particular situation is, what your story is?
Well, my story is very simple. There are some big companies. I call them companies, but basically, I'm fighting against children trafficking. Okay.
Yes.
I call it trafficking because there's money involved. Okay. Children are being taken out of their parents only because they are poor. And they put them in institutions. Not necessarily American institutions, but it's a worldwide organizations like, let's say, Vito, if you know.
Could you repeat that name, please?
Vito.
Okay.
WIZO. it's a worldwide organization, okay?
Okay.
And they have institutions here. All the institutions for the kids are not belong to the welfare anymore. They are all in private hands, and since they are in private hands, they have to be refilled all the time with children. And this is the reason why they're working together with the welfare, and social workers are taking kids as easy as buying bread, taking them out of the families and just put them in institutions, all kinds of institutions, sometimes giving them drugs inside, beating them, raping them, anything. Just not keep them with the family.
Well, I'm looking at the website for WIZO USA, and their promotional banner reads, WIZO USA promotes and enhances the bond between American Jewry and the State of Israel through efforts to improve social service programs and educational facilities for babies, children, youth, women, and the elderly in Israel. And, of course, there's a donate button. But it does sound like it's a very large operation that is setting up these facilities in Israel and then needs to go to extraordinary levels to make sure that there are children in those facilities.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
You know what? Let me give you a simple example. Okay, they have this week, so they have many institutions here. Okay, and I know especially one of them that is an emergency one. All of them are an emergency institution, and when they're taking the kids from poor families, they just put in there, and they're getting a lot of money per kid. And in this particular institution, I do know that children are being raped in there, being beaten by the guys over there.
Well, here, let me interrupt for just a moment here, going into the commercial break here. I'm looking at an article in the Daily Mail where these problems do seem to be all over, and they're talking about here in the United States, since 2008, 786 children have been killed while being supposedly under the care of various child welfare caseworkers across the U.S., and a majority of victims were under the age of 4, and these children were beaten, starved, drowned. The caseworkers and agencies knew they were in danger but did nothing, and it just seems like, as is the case in Israel, it's all about getting funding and money to deal with a crisis that really would not exist if these agencies weren't out there grabbing these children, because here in the United States, the budgets for these various agencies are based on how many children they have under their care. So there is a financial incentive for them to find any excuse to take a child out of the family home, put them under their care, and then basically to maximize the profit, if you will. The children are more or less neglected and not really cared for very well. And it sounds like you have the same problem in Israel.
That is correct. We have the same problem. The money that they're getting paid for each kid is a lot of money. It's like approximately 3 salaries of a person, an average salary. 3 salaries, okay? It's 17,000 shekels. I guess it's something like $5,000 per month per kid.
Okay, well, we're going to have to take a break for commercials here for about 4 minutes. And when we come back, we'll be talking with Miriam Azizi and Moti Lebel, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, about Israel suffering from the same corruption of their social services that we see here in the United States of America. So we'll be right back.
Alex Jones here,
For the last 2 years, I've been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to design a nutraceutical formulation that has truly life-changing health benefits. So many other formulations out there contain toxic ingredients, synthetic additives, and even GMOs. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Now is the time to secure Ancient Defense for you and your family. Visit InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
Mike Stenerson from Midas Resources. At no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar has lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 116.
Do you have relatives and friends that are convinced there is no need ever to prepare for any kind of emergency? Are these also folks you buy Christmas presents for? At 30dayfoodsupply.com, we can solve both of these problems at the same time. Go to 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010. We can ship your Christmas presents directly to them. Choose from our original $99 30-day food supply, our long-term storage vegan burger mixes, and other oatmeal, soups, porridges, beans, and granolas for everyday use. All products are non-GMO, MSG-free, and vegetarian. Most are gluten, soy, and nut-free. Call 541-229-0010 today. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low, cutting out the middleman by buying directly from their producers in Oregon. Remember, only $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit the website 30dayfoodsupply.com. Call 541-229-0010. 30dayfoodsupply.com. 541-229-0010.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
On the fifth day of global warming, Al Gore gave to me 5 traveling polar bears, $4 gas, 3 failed automakers, 2 melting ice caps, and a fear-mongering documentary.
And aloha, America. Welcome back to the show. We're talking with Miriam Azizi and Moti Lebel about the abuses of the child protective system in Israel, which appear to mirror those of the United States of America. And not too surprisingly, anytime we criticize Israel, the What Really Happened server gets hit with a denial of service attack. Not that it's going to change anything, because the What Really Happened server has nothing to do with the BAM user feed and nothing to do with the radio feed. They're just throwing a tantrum because they don't want us saying bad things about Israel. So, let's go back to...
Michael, let me tell you something, Michael.
Yes.
Sorry, listen, Michael. Israel is the bad. Is really. I love Israel. Okay, I love my country. I hate the government. I hate the corruption. Okay, I hate right now, this moment. I'm furious. I'm mad. This is why I talked to Aziz, to Marianne just before the show. Okay, I'm really mad because now it is 1 a.m. Just past 1 a.m. Okay, I came back from work. I came back from work like half an hour ago. Okay, I'm not working 9 to 5, and it's not only me. I'm not working 9 to 5. I'm working 9 to 12 a.m. 1 a.m. and it's not enough. As much the corruption here is destroying us. Okay. So people may not want to hear us talking bad things about Israel, but this is the truth. This is the situation here, okay? It's not all nice in here. I mean, Israel is a beautiful place. It's a quiet place. It's a nice place to live. But we just can't live. We're not living, okay? We are working, okay? We are working for the government. That's what we do all day, okay? And it's not enough. And I'm mad because all the hours that I work, many hours in hard job, and like 5 minutes after I get my salary, there's nothing left, So people.
Michael, he has maybe $60 or $70 a week for his own life.
Boy,
because over 80% of what he earns goes for his children. Over 80%.
Well, Moti, first of all, you and I are very much brothers in that I love America, the United States, and the American people, but I, too, have serious disagreements with our government and the degrees of corruption that we're seeing. And I'm sure for a lot of our audience, they're wondering, so much money comes out of the United States of America and goes over to Israel, and we're told it is to help the people of Israel deal with constant threats around them, to basically deal with the fact that they're surrounded by enemies, but it's very obvious very little of that money is getting to the people of Israel. We've all seen the videos of the tourist areas where Americans who want to visit Israel will go, and it's all cafes, and it looks very, very pleasant, but I think it's very much like the United States of America, where they make the tourist films and videos in places like Universal Studios and Disneyland, but not in the Appalachians. And the idea that you're working that kind of a work schedule and these institutions are basically confiscating huge amounts of your money for your children, but your children themselves are not actually seeing that much of it, it is just another money-making operation. And I empathize with you tremendously. Our country is clearly headed the same way. We're seeing way too many occurrences where what is accepted practice by the Israeli government is becoming accepted practice by the U.S. government, including the brutality of our police departments. Miriam, what would you like to add to this discussion?
I know that Moti is losing 80% of his income, and he's living on, just tens of dollars. And, it's hard for him. I also know that he's fighting for all those children. But there are men committing suicide every single day because they're fit to fight, but they're not fit to be fathers. And the moment that happens, and I know you say they're considering it in America, they put a no-exit travel ban on them, whatever nationality they are. And I don't know if you can imagine how it can injure you for the rest of your life when you're not free to just get on a plane or get on a boat and go next door to another country for a weekend.
Well, even more than that, go to another country where you can get a higher paying job. And it does seem like basically Israel is keeping its own population in prison along with that of Gaza and the West Bank.
My husband at the time had a business. We were earning £5,000, $10,000, $12,000 a month. When he got back to Israel, they wouldn't let him come back to England, and so he was earning maybe £200 a month in order to stay there. What's the benefit? What's the benefit when he was contributing thousands from England? Now he's contributing nothing.
Why did they refuse to let him out of the country? I mean,
Moti will tell you that it's down to the woman whether a man has the freedom to travel, because the courts will rubber stamp anything in a marriage breakdown or a debt situation. The debtor alleged, or the wife, ex, can decide that man's fate for the rest of his life. And I have letters from Americans about this.
Yeah, we have much the same thing in our divorce courts here in the United States of America, where the presumption is always that the woman is the aggrieved party and the man is always at fault. And it is very much... She
can't stop him leaving America. She can't stop him from going away.
Well, not yet.
And he's paying, not yet.
Yeah.
Moti, you can confirm this.
Well, the thing is that in here, it's not only because of alimonies and, any kind of debt, or the wife just has to say, okay, listen, I'm afraid this is going to go out of the country and not going to pay me alimonies anymore. That's enough reason to lock us in the country and not go out. Okay?
Forever. Forever.
That's right. And once we owe some money, the authorities here are keeping us in Israel. They're not letting us go out of Israel. They're taking our drive license, our credit cards, just about all our life. I know some people that kill themselves in here because the job, what they did for a living was truck driver, okay, or a taxi driver. And once they got into debt, the government just took the driver license, and it's like, okay, give me your driver license, and now let's you pay back your money. Okay?
That does seem rather counterproductive. I mean, if somebody gets into debt and you take away their ability to earn the money to pay that debt, that seems like very poor thinking on my part, and you have to wonder, are they just being mean for the sake of meanness? We're seeing the same thing here in the United States of America, where their bankers are just piling up the debt on the American people. At the same time, all the high-paying jobs are being sent to other countries, and you have to ask, what are these people thinking? Anyway, we got to take another break. We got to take another break for commercials. I'm sorry to interrupt. We got another 4-minute commercial break, and we'll be back with Miriam, Azizi, and Moti Lebel. We'll be right back after these words.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Hi, I'm John Rainey, Chief Financial Officer of United Airlines, and I'm honored to be the National Chair for the 2015 March for Babies campaign for the March of Dimes. United is a proud supporter of the March of Dimes mission to improve the health of babies and fight premature birth. We're helping the March of Dimes fund breakthroughs in research and community programs that help more mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Please join us in working together for stronger, healthier babies. Visit marchofdimes.org.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufactured manufacturers. If you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason!
Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at gcnlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at gcnlive.com.
It's that time of year again, and you know what that means. Cold and flu season. But don't worry, herbalhealer.com has you and your loved ones covered with our safe and natural products. Cold and flu fighters like beta-glucans, olive leaf antiviral capsules, grapefruit seed extract, HHA 4-herb capsules, elderberry power, and respirate. And don't forget about Oregacillin for the lungs, normally $34.95, on sale now for only $25. Vitamin D3 120-count soft gels, only $9. Whole body and homeopathic detoxes for the lungs, kidneys, liver, lymph, and brain, normally $26.95, now just $20. Herbalhealer.com also offers correspondence courses to teach you how to handle your health naturally. And as always, new customers get a free 128-page catalog with your order. Visit herbalhealer.com and click the Winter Specials button to save on our natural cold and flu fighting products. Herbalhealer.com, healing the world with nature, one person at a time, since 1988.
Okay, I'm going to take the assumption that we're not getting our bump music back on right now. So we're talking with Miriam Azizi and Moti Label. And my next question...
Label, just like black label.
I'm sorry?
It's label, just like black label.
Label. Okay, well...
Michael, can I say something?
Sure.
You were talking about how things are like that in America. Bear in mind the official statistics today came out that 1.6 million people are in poverty, which they're earning, less than $500 a month. And of that, 50% of them are children. If you take that percentage in America, are you saying that 150 million people are in poverty? Because it's a huge percentage for a small country.
It is, but and we're not at the same level as Israel, but we're getting very, very close.
Because we're paying for Israel, yeah?
Okay, listen, the details that you just told is like the government, okay? It's from the government. The numbers are really much higher, okay? It's not 1.6 million people. It's much higher, okay? We appreciate it like approximately 30% of the people in here are very, very poor, okay? People have to work 2 or 3 jobs and it's still not enough. Okay? Let me give you an example. An average salary here is something around $1,200 a month.
Yes.
And to rent an apartment, not something too fancy, okay? It costs about $1,000 a month. Well, that leaves you with $200 a month to eat, drink, drive, buy clothes, take care of your kids, and whatever. Okay, and this is when you are single. When you are divorced and you have to pay alimonies, do the math. I mean, the alimony is approximately $600 to $700 a month per kid. Okay, so if you have 2-3 kids and you have to pay about $2,000, when you don't earn $2,000. But the judges here, they don't care. They say, okay, you're going to pay $2,000, you're going to pay $3,000. And then the people say, the fathers, they say, okay, but where from? And they say, I don't care.
Well,
another job.
Let me ask you a question.
But you don't see your kids, you know.
Let me ask you a question here. When you are being forced to pay the child support, does the money go directly to the children, or is it going through one of these agencies, these groups that are running all of these?
No, child support goes straight to the mother, to the kids.
Okay, all right, okay. But
but still, you can't live. You know, we have approximately 150 to 200. Which, when you consider 7 million people, it's a lot, okay? 150 to 200 men are committing suicide only because of their disconnected from the kids, okay? Mm-hmm. And that they can't live. I mean, I'm divorced, okay? I have 2 kids. I'm paying 4,000 shekels. It's like approximately $1,200. $1,200 I'm paying child support. So I can't live. I'm living on the street.
Okay, may I ask you a question?
I can't rent anything.
May I ask you a question? 2 questions, actually. I mean, do you have any visitation rights to see your children? I mean, you're paying for them. They are your children. Is there any provision under Israeli law for you to actually spend time with them?
He's lucky.
Well, yeah.
Not many men do. A lot of men pay, but they can't see their children. Mm-hmm. And you can see calendars on Facebook, 900 days, 1,000 days. I'm paying, but I can't actually access my kids. Or they see them through contact centers with videos where they can't touch them or hug them or kiss them. 25% of those children are in contact centers. It's 6 times higher than the U.S.
Let me ask you.
He can see them.
Okay, the next question I have here. In the United States of America, if you are divorced and you are paying alimony or child support to your wife and she marries a new partner, the payments are reduced. Do you have that same arrangement there?
No, absolutely.
Okay. No. The woman's salary in Israel doesn't come into the equation or her standard of living. So once the separation happens, she's ring-fenced from the whole thing. So if she's earning 10 times more than him and he's on the floor, it doesn't matter. It's the man's responsibility, no matter how rich she is. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. Mm-hmm. So a woman uses a man as a bank.
Yes.
And it's getting worse, okay? It's not only the money. Okay, we have, forgive my language, but a stupid law in here that a woman ex-wife can go to the police and press charges and file complaints, false complaints, okay? And even when the police, and the fathers are being arrested and everything, and even the police find out that that it was a false one, they don't do anything to the ex-wife.
Absolutely,
nothing.
She's free. Exactly.
I have a father. I'm gonna give you an example, a small example. I have a father that got over 150 false complaints in the police in the past 5 years, and the ex-wives keep on filing complaints, and they keep on arresting him. But for doing nothing, he doesn't see his kids for more than 2 kids, more than a year and a half, and he's still paying child support.
Well, it sounds very grim over there, and I know back in the 1990s when I was going through the breakup of my first marriage, and I got to see firsthand the incredible bias in the American system, and it sounds like you're dealing with the same thing, only worse, where and of course in the 1990s was the heyday of the militant feminism in the United States, where women were actually being encouraged to accuse men of rape even where it had not occurred, because it gave them empowerment or leverage, or it could translate into getting rid of competition in the job arena. And it's very dangerous to society as a whole to bias the legal system toward one gender over the other rather than maintain a balance, because inevitably human nature is going to be that if they see the system is biased in their favor, they are going to try and take advantage of it. Now, as a frustrated father myself, I do not have children. I always wanted to have children. Biggest frustration in my life that didn't happen. My first wife got an abortion, which is part of what led to our divorce. But I got to see where she was basically telling the judge that I was abusing her, and the judge said, "Where are the bruises?" And she said, "Well, it's mental abuse." And it just went on and on and on. And I understand and acknowledge the situation is worse in Israel, but there are plenty of examples for people in the United States of America to comprehend what you're going through and empathize tremendously. Now, we're coming up on our last commercial break. When we come back, I want to hear about solutions. What can be done? Obviously, right now, the government of Israel is under a tremendous amount of criticism for its abuses of the Palestinians. Now we need to basically publicize Israel's government's abuse of the Israeli people and bring that into this entire collective of a government that just sees its role as abusing and dominating and profiting off a population rather than caring for that population and the nation as a whole. And that's also a crisis we're dealing with here in the United States as well. So just think about solutions. Think about websites that people can go to learn more about this. I know, Miriam, you've got your book out. We put a link to that at the What Really Happened website. So we're going to take a break for another 4 minutes here, and we'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Do good people ever want to call an attorney just to find out if they're right or wrong? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what are you forced to think about first? Money. If you could call as often as you wanted and talk as long as you need without a bill, would you call? Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com, or call 855-340-SAVE. That's 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
We love that you're passionate about GCN. And whether you're a listener, a business owner, or a radio industry professional, we've redesigned the new GCN newsletter to keep you in the know. Get updates on your favorite GCN shows and hosts. Go to GCNlive.com and click on the banner in the upper left corner. Just for signing up, you're automatically entered for monthly giveaways. Start receiving your newsletter today. The future of talk radio. GCN.
The polar vortex is here and expected to freeze over part of the U.S. Help is needed. Resources are often drained by people capable of caring for themselves, leaving those with the greatest needs to go without. Do your part by being prepared this winter. A supply of Go Foods will provide delicious nutrition, comfort, and security during hard times. Protect your community and call Go Foods at 1-800-648-9753. or on the web at www.storefoodnow.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Time waits for no one. That's why you should hurry to not miss the Freeze Dry Guy's end-of-year case lot sale. Go to freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-3663 to receive 20 to 25% off Mountain House freeze-dried foods. Mountain House, the gold standard in long-term storage products, include real freeze-dried meats, entrees, eggs, fruits, and vegetables. Yes, 20 to 25% off now. Also receive 30% off other selected Mountain House foods and receive 30% off selected Packaway brand dehydrated foods. Just call 866-404-3663 and ask for the Freeze Dry Guy. Plus long-range patrol ration eggs and ham at superb discounts. But these are extremely hard to find and nearly gone, so call today. Ask about our LRP ice cream bars too. Some items limited to stock on hand. And remember, the Freeze Dry Guy pays for shipping to your door within the lower 48 states. Order now. Don't miss out on the Freeze Dry Guy's end-of-year case lot sale. Call 866-404-3663 or visit freezedryguy.com.
Listening to the Genesis Communications Network. And now, set your eyes on the future and let's consider what really happened.
And aloha, America. Welcome back to the show. Last segment of our program today here, and we're finishing up with Miriam Azizi and Moti Label. And what are solutions? I understand your anger and frustration, Moti. I understand that a lot of men in the situation that you're in, they start thinking very dark thoughts about why should they go on living. But what do we do to correct the situation from this side of the Atlantic Ocean?
I can help you there.
Okay, Miriam.
Moti, for the last 2 or 3 years, I've been going to Geneva, to the UNHRC, the Human Rights Committee, for an organisation called Coalition for Children and Families, which I've sent you a link to.
Yes.
They have worked for free, with free lawyers, free activists, giving their time to try and help the kids and the fathers and the gender issues. It's a risk for them, so I'm setting this up as a charity in the UK, and that money will be going direct to these people to keep these people alive, to keep the guys and the children alive. That is genuinely going to go straight through. I've spent 8 years doing it, and it will be transparent. So that's my end that I'm doing for these people because of what happened to me. I didn't have $100,000 to buy my husband out of the country, and I want to help from there. So that's my offer, and I think Moti's got some political ideas, haven't you?
Yeah, I got another solution, but listen, time is flying when you're having fun, and I'm having fun talking to you guys. But for the solution, I want to say a few words, if that's okay with you, Michael.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Listen. Generally, the general feeling that we're living here is like we are living under depression. Okay, and the corruption, the government is all corrupted. Okay. If we have a former president in the jail, and we have a former prime minister in jail, and ministers are in jail, and all of that is only because of corruption, okay? The government is very, very corrupted. All the money goes not to the people. It goes to the government. It goes to some kinds of institutions, and they go to big, huge companies that are friends with the ministers and the prime minister and etc.
So, Moti, what are you going to do? I know you're working hard.
We have to replace, my idea is that we have to replace the whole government, the whole system, okay? And this is what I'm doing these days. Since election is coming about 3 months from now, so many activists like me gather together, and we want to run a party for the next elections. And this is what we're doing. I mean, we want in the government people from the people and not from the money.
Okay. No, that's a peaceful way to approach the situation. It can be very difficult dealing with a government that is that corrupt, because corruption seeks to protect itself. I'd like to ask you a general question right now. We're seeing today right now that polls are showing the majority of the Israeli people do not favor Netanyahu continuing as the prime minister. What is the general level of satisfaction of ordinary Israeli people with their government?
People are not satisfied not with Benjamin Netanyahu, not with any of the people of the government right now.
Okay. Well, I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, somebody actually set up a guillotine in a public square in Tel Aviv, which I think is a very strong message. But I think our best strategy, if we're going to think about that, is the world is now becoming aware of the government of Israel's abuse of the Palestinian people, and I think we need to get the Israeli people to stand up and say, hey, they're treating us just as badly here, because Israel's government's legitimacy is based on their claim that they're providing a good, comfortable life and a safe life for the people of Israel, and what I'm hearing from you is that that's absolutely not the case.
Michael, you can criticize the Israelis about the Palestinians all day. You can put it in the mainstream press all day. But it's a life-endangering process to criticize the internal issues in Israel, and I'm a living proof. And a life that's not worth living is one where you can't tell the truth. And so I will help Moti and those people to keep talking about it, because Israel hides this all the time.
All right.
Listen, I can talk. You know, I can give you lectures for hours and hours and hours regarding all the corruptions and all the children trafficking. I can go into details, but you know, the general idea is that we have to change. Okay, the governmental people will not change nothing for us. We have to do it for ourselves.
That's always a very good wisdom. We're dealing with that again here in the U.S., where we're realizing our government isn't taking care of our nation, not taking care of our people, not abiding by the Constitution. We're going to just have to do it for ourselves and make the changes that we need to see happen. I'm very concerned about Marianne's comments that you're basically endangering yourself just by being on this show. And I was admittedly a little reluctant to have this interview because so far in 20 years of peace activism, to the best of my knowledge, I have not brought harm to anybody, and I certainly would not like to start now.
You won't. Don't worry. We're strong.
Listen, what I told Marianne when she asked me if I want to reveal myself and my name, etc., I told her my idea is very, very simple, okay? I don't care even to die tomorrow morning as long as I know it's made a change. I'm not scared. I want to make a change. And if it's going to cost me my life, so be it.
All right. Well, that's
and we share the same value. We're the same. That's why we're a team.
Well, I understand that, and obviously anybody who's going to speak truth to power anywhere on planet Earth does so at great personal risk, whether it's a risk to your physical person or the ending of your career, the taking away of your livelihood. And again, I can identify with that as well. We've got about 3 minutes left here. Miriam, what would you like to say to our listeners?
I hope that you can post the website of the Coalition for Children and Families, who've worked for 3 years at their own expense to save men, women and children. And we are moving forward, and I really want people to look at that page and help us.
It's already up.
And thank you very much for that. And for Americans out there who have any connection with not being allowed out of Israel or people they know, we need the stories. We need the stories of people who've been affected, who've been trapped in there by travel bans. That's what I'm asking for. So that's my minute.
Okay.
Moti has something he wants, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just want to tell the listeners that I guess some of them are very mad at what was going on in the show tonight. I just want to tell everybody, I really, really love Israel. Okay, Israel it's a lovely place. It's a nice place. It's beautiful. The people here are warm, and I just love it. But the things I say is not against Israel. Is against the government.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, we always keep that division. We're criticizing the actions of a government. We're criticizing the actions of a very tiny number of individuals. We are not criticizing Israel and the Israeli people as a whole, because obviously they have as little influence over their government as Americans have over Washington, D.C.
But we're paying for Israel. That's the difference, and we have to stop it. We have to make our money work.
I would agree with you on that one. So far, the American taxpayer has been forced to give Israel something like 6 times the entire cost of the Apollo moon program, and we don't have a giant leap for mankind out of it. We don't even have a modern equivalent of Velcro to show for all that money that's gone in there.
Michael, thank you for giving me more time again, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you.
You've got it. Thank you very much for being on the show, Miriam, and Moti as well. Thank you very much. Good luck. I hope you get to see your children.
Thank you very much for having me.
And because I can imagine, I don't know, but I can imagine just how frustrating that is. So that was Miriam Azizi and Moti Label, and we're at the end of our show. The music is going to start here any time, and I'm going to get out of here and get something useful done with the rest of the day. And we'll be back tomorrow, Friday, here on the What Really Happened radio show. The lovely Lady Claire will quite possibly be joining us on the 3rd hour. And we'll talk to you then. So stay informed, stay skeptical, make good choices, and tell all your friends about the radio show and the website. We'll be back tomorrow. Aloha, America.